Good evening, welcome to Vape Talk UK. I've got no idea what episode it is. I've got no idea what day it is. 187. But I know it's 8:10 because it's Tuesday night and we're late.
You started before us and we're ahead of you.
Oh dear.
Mark is already about to go and hang himself.
Honest to God. Honest to God. I have been ill as shit all week. Well, for the past 2 weeks. And... Shut up, Mark.
Yeah, I started getting a twinge in my ear today, and I went, no, not today, and then it stopped. So, we're good.
You see, I get a twinge in the ear every morning.
My wife's had a cold for about a week and a half, and I caught it on Friday. By Monday, gone. It's gone. It's just still got it. I was like, yeah, boom, immune system.
I'm dragging it out as long as I can.
Oh yeah, good effort, man.
Yeah, why not?
I'm sick of
sweating. You don't get paid if you're self-employed, do you?
No, exactly.
Shit.
You don't get paid if you're employed.
If you got a decent job, you do.
Yeah, exactly. As you may see, we have Mr. John with us this evening. Good evening, John. Thank you very, very, very much for joining us. We've been
no problem.
We've been saying it for months, haven't we? Need to get you on the show. Need to get you on the show. And it
never pans out. Yeah, but it did this time.
It did this time.
You just sent me a message and said, "Can you do it?" Yeah, I can do it. Well, because I'm not on the show this Thursday, so I thought one live show a week seems fine.
Got to keep it up. Got to be committed to the cause.
I can't believe how much grief you've got.
I saw that post. That was amazing.
They're only playing. They'll be watching it probably.
It looks like you brought a few with you as well, from the looks of things.
I haven't even. I should probably put YouTube on my phone so I can see it. Yeah. Oh, I'll turn the sound down. That'd probably help. Yeah. I can't do the show this Thursday. Sadly, it's an old friend of mine's funeral on Thursday, and though it'll be well over by then, I'm probably not going to be in a reasonable mood. And if you think my normal, my mouth to brain safety catch is pretty worn down, I think it would be non-existent. So it is best that I stay the fuck away.
Indeed. Indeed.
Oh dear. Just let Mark just compose himself there.
Compose myself. Did you send me the link? You did. You sent me the link.
I did. It's all good. We got loads this show. We got loads to talk about. Shitloads.
Ooh.
And then if Chandler actually appears, would you like the show notes? Would you like me to send them to you?
That'd be great.
Mark, do the honours. I realise I just don't have you on Facebook.
Oh. John, is it open to anyone with a link?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Sorry,
you see the madness that is our... Do you guys have show notes on iOS?
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Yeah,
have you seen how silky smooth that their shows run?
We have loads. We get except we do. Brad doesn't. Brad likes to wing it, or just make it up, or you kind of message.
There's always one, though, isn't there?
Did that last week. Don't say that bit. And he goes, "Oh, did we? I wasn't listening." No, okay, cheers.
I mean, the last iOS I watched, I saw 15 minutes of you guys breaking the computers and then restarting the show.
Oh, fuck. It was one of those weeks, you have it too, when YouTube just fucking hates you.
Yeah.
And every time we were logging in,
familiar.
And it was funny if you were kind of on the... I think I could kind of step outside myself a little bit. Everybody on iOS has a different accent, which makes it very funny when it all goes wrong. Rick's going, "I don't know, mate. There's no fucking start button. You log in, I log out. We'll do it." And I go, "Oh no, it's not working. I can't get it to do it." And Brad's like, "Just put the thing. Why don't you try Google it? And then if that doesn't work, we're gonna do this." I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah, we are very familiar with YouTube just shitting itself and wandering away.
Oh,
it might happen tonight.
Yay!
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Oh dear. We've got Chris JB in the chat.
Promoting his playing cards channel from the looks of things.
Yeah. Damn. It means we can't bitch about him now because he's watching.
What?
What do you mean playing cards channel? What's that?
He collects playing cards.
Actual, not like Magic the Gathering or whatever it's called, Lonely Wankers.
No, straight up normal decks of cards.
Straight up normal. Oh, okay, fine.
And then does reviews on straight up normal decks of cards.
But they're not normal. They're all like well fancy.
I don't know. I'm probably too amateur to know the difference between normal cards and straight up fancy cards.
There we go.
Card's a card.
What we vaping on?
So, yeah.
Yes, do that.
Go on, John. You're the guest.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to find a place for the notes on my screen. I am... What am I vaping on? I'm vaping on one of yours, Mark, because I'm that kind of guest. That's a bit weird, actually. It's like turn up to someone's house and going, I'm drinking your wine. Don't do that. I have got Trifle from Jeffrey's Vintage Bakes.
Nice.
I've got that on a Scott Bonner mod. This one with
That's very nice.
A squonker with a click fit. The only problem is you'll find any dark mod. It doesn't really show how gorgeous this really is. It's very nice. Yeah, but when he did the new design, he said, "Would I like one?" I said, "Yes, please."
Does a bear shit in the woods?
Yeah, but there's also the added guilt that he didn't pay for it. But that was fine. I coped with it. It was all right. I love Bonner, but everybody's got those people. Everyone's got the reviewer who got them to quit smoking. Most people have, I think, in our game. And
yeah.
Bonner was the person who got me to quit smoking, and so
pretty much.
I straight up love him. And he was the first person I saw ever at a vaping event, Vape Fest 2012, 2013, and he was just stood there, and I didn't realise he was a behemoth of a man, much like yourself, Mark. I think you're taller than Bonner, but he's about, was he 6'4", 6'5"?
6'5", I think, yeah.
Yeah, and he was just stood there, and I thought, fuck off. I'm not walking over there.
I've just realised.
What?
Sorry, Johan.
Is that like a code?
Yeah.
Oh, annoying music. Well done.
Annoying music.
Yeah, perfect.
Do you see, right, in the review that I just released of your juice, right, I had music in there for the first time.
Too loud. It was too loud.
See, when I mixed it down, when I listened to it on headphones and when I listened to it back, you can barely hear it, right? And yet everyone's like, did Mark put you up to that? Is that Mark's idea?
Oh dear. Sorry, John.
I'm gonna have to watch it back.
It's the nature of the beast, isn't it? I have got I've got a billet box with some custom doors on it, some purple customy doors. Oh, this one's funky because you can see through the door. Oh,
very nice.
Inside that's got a vape shell, and in that is Bantha milk, isn't it? Yeah, Bantha milk by Vape Swag, or just add Nick. 45mg because I want to. And last but not least, I've got a Dwar on top of an iStick Pico 21700, the Dwar 16. And inside that I have a crack current. Yeah, just add Nick as well. And that's 45mg. I saw a great thing today about people vaping high nic, and I really enjoyed it. It said it was by a juice company, and it said, "Why vape high nicotine when you don't have to?" Thousands of people have quit with 6, and all I thought was, "Fuck's it got to do with you?" I understand. Fuck off! I'm not interested. If I'd have given a shit about your opinion, I'd have asked for it.
Exactly. It does. You see that excuse me. The freebase 20 milligram, I think, is just about right.
I think that's fine.
I know. I started on 24, but I was on sort of 18, 20 for quite a while before I stepped down. But I think the 20 milligram salts are just not enough.
We can't. Just had Nick. I've been approached a few times to do it, and it would be, as I've kind of got it down pat now. My reply, which is it would be disingenuous of me to promote it when I have publicly said many times I don't think it works. I'm not happy to make money out of something that's trendy. Like somebody said to me, do you do mint shots? You know those shots, Nick?
Oh, the
shots
frost
with
shots.
Mint, frost shots. Remember, I picked every fucking flavour we sell. Why the fuck would I want mint in it? There's no way I want mint in it. That's the most ridiculous thing in the world. Yeah, you know that liquid you spent months making? Well, I've banged some toothpaste in it. Shook it up. Wonderful.
Todd's like, here just for the discount code, by the way.
Oh, is it? Cool. You don't work for me anymore.
And what you drinking? I can ask you, John, because you're a fellow drinker.
Oh yeah. As soon as I knew I could, I bought myself 6 beers, and then my wife bought me. I don't know what it is in everybody else's relationships and stuff, but I'd like to buy my wife gifts. You know, every so often just buy something. You know, whatever it is, flowers, chocolate, a drink, whatever. Anything silly, but it's not reciprocal. Generally, you don't get anything back. And today she walked in with 2 beers and some chocolate buttons, which is the first time in, I don't know, 14 years, I reckon. And I was like, oh, that is amazing. She said, I saw you drinking these beers the other day, so I thought I'd get you a couple on the way home. Lovely. So anyway, I'm not drinking those. Those are these that she bought me. Lovely. But I've got
still
some
off the wheat,
Piston
John?
Head. No, I'm back on it.
You're back on it.
It's gone. It didn't work. So I'm back on wheat. I went with Piston Head, and it's the multi-pack with the Amber Ale, this one, and the Session IPA. I've already drank the Amber Ale, which is 6%. I'm on the Custom Lager, which is 4.6. It's not bad for a lager. I'm not really that much for a lagery bloke. But I thought this would be the one I wasn't that bothered about. So I'll be on the Session IPA in a minute, I reckon. But it's alright. I don't know, you two. I know, Mark, you're a beer person, aren't you, Mark?
I am. We're booked to go out.
I love the.
Sorry, go on.
I was because I like the fact that now, in the 90s, it was all fucking Carlsberg and Foster's and stuff, and now there's like a revolution in the beer world going on, and it's fucking awesome.
I'm not looking forward. We're going over to the States in May, and I'm really not looking forward to that beer.
That's theirs, though. Lagunitas. This one, that is theirs.
Oh, okay.
And whereabouts are you going, Mark?
Florida.
Yeah, you're fucked. I was going to say, if it was anywhere else, there'll be a local brewery and the beer's probably all right. But nah, you'll be bud and piss, basically.
Yeah. Amazing.
Whoever's next, what you vaping, what you drinking?
I don't drink, so that's that over. Because I don't like it. I don't want to. I haven't done it since I haven't done it about 8 years now.
Oh really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Vaping wise, I've got my mini fit, and in that I've got
just to equal you. I don't do drugs because I'm rubbish at it. That has always been my thing. Would you like some drugs? I'm really bad at it. You knock yourself out.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Off the back
That's Cass. I don't drink, I don't smoke, just pass me the Class A's.
If I have to heat it on a spoon, even better. No. I got my mini fit today. In that, I have got the Salt berry, which I've literally just run out of, so that's depressing. This mini fit's amazing. This pod's on like 2.5 weeks and it tastes like it's new. I know it's getting raging.
What's the draw like on it? Is it again?
Restricted lung hit. Mark's gonna love me because I'm literally vaping all pods tonight. Basically, I don't know if you know, Mark knows this. I can't vape big fancy devices in my flat because I've got a fairly sensitive fire alarm system that would set off all the fire alarms in the whole building.
Right. Oh, that's just good of you. All right, that's fine.
So it's always mouth to lung devices. I've got my SX, which I'm running the pod into oblivion. So I've got tobacco by salt in that.
When you say flat, you don't mean bedroom at your mum and dad's house, do you?
No, I mean a 1-bed flat.
I just started being just do a little joke.
Wow, savage. Right, yeah. So yeah, I'm just running this pod into the ground, and then I'll probably go and buy some more. And in the other one, I have got some. Where have I put it? Battenberg, but I nicked a little 10ml bottle up to about 12 milligrams.
Oh, nice.
So that's absolutely banging at the moment. And yeah, those are the 3 things I've got with me today. The rest of it's somewhere in my rucksack.
With the flat joke, that I remember being on I was on an American hangout. One of my friends had invited me in, and he said, "John's really nice, but he can be quite mischievous." And I was just talking to this guy on there who was talking to me. He was in a 1-bedroom flat, but it was in New York. I think it was in Queens. And so you got the bedroom behind him, and he was like he was chatting away. And then we were there for about an hour, and then I said, I can't remember his name, so it's Tom. But I said, Tom, I'm not judging you in any way. And he said, oh, okay. He was very much into the marijuana. And I said, what is that behind you? And he said, I don't know. What do you mean? The thing behind you. And he said, a bunk bed. And I went, you don't get laid, dear. No one has ever brought a woman home and gone top or bottom. That's never happened. Ever. But I just couldn't get it out of my head. This single dude who lived in a what a bunk bed. I was just like, the fuck? Welcome to my boudoir. Is that a fucking bunk bed? Yep, see you later.
This bunk bed's got a desk underneath it. So, we're up there.
I really like. It would be really awesome if she was just into it and she went, oh, tops! And she scuttled up the ladder.
Or it's one of them bunk beds with a slide at one end.
Yeah, or a race car. Just jumped in and went, boop, boop.
A race car bed.
Fuck.
Am I the only one slightly turned on here?
Wow. Oh, right. So yeah, I'm Pod City at the moment, which I'm enjoying, whether Mark likes it or not.
I'm going to save this rant for later, but pod systems.
I've spoken out about them this week, so I will be.
Have you?
I'll join.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Another one.
I've got the ones that I like and I enjoy. I won't be purchasing anymore because they're all the same bullshit now.
So sorry, Cass. We've got about 30 to review. So.
Oh, shit. Right. Okay.
Chuck us a bin. I'll help.
Right. What are you vaping on, Mark?
Me. I'm still got that lump.
Incredible.
For some reason, the battery life on it is just incredible. I used a hell of a lot of different boxes, and I dropped one at work and bust it, and that was in one of the drawers at work. So shoved a couple of batteries in it. Sort of 3-4 days later, I'm like, what's going on? I've not changed the batteries in it. And it's literally, okay, it's only 12 watts, but it's lasting weeks.
Ages.
But dual batteries at that are just going to last days and days and days.
But I don't ever remember battery lives being so good.
But I think it's relative to how shit they are now, especially with with low, like 0.2 coil. It's fucked. And the other thing, the cut-off is higher, isn't it? Well, because I used to take my batteries down to like 2.9, like back in the day. You know, when you could set it, because the low limit's not that. So you just set it and you get the most out of it and then recharge it. But now it's like 3.6 and it's off.
You're turning into Chris. You are turning into Chris. You're just gonna sit there and laugh the fact that you just kicked Chris off chat.
Can I unkick him?
No, that's it.
Sorry, Chris.
On that, I can't even remember what this is called. That thing.
The Berserker.
Yeah, that'll do. The Berserker, and in that, so I messaged John before Christmas, I think it was. I was like, I need tobacco in my life.
Oh yeah.
Recommend some tobacco. So I recommended some tobaccos, bought some tobaccos. Had the worst experience ever with Royal Mail.
Fuck me. I got them all back.
Nothing to do with John. Nothing to do with John at all. Fuck knows what happened.
They both times the postman wrote on it, "Gone away." I thought, well, he fucking hasn't, because he messaged me. There was one day where you messaged me saying it hasn't turned up, and the postman knocked on the door and gave me the parcel back. This is ridiculous.
Oh dear. So the one I'm enjoying the most, I don't know how I've never tried this. Foos Gold.
It's Foos Gold.
You mentioned that last week, didn't you?
It's great.
It's just, look at the colour of it. It's just
cookies.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Cookies and pipe tobacco is what it is. But,
it's really good. But back in the day, pipe tobacco I would never have even tried.
No, but it's because it's a lot cleverer now, isn't it? It's not. They don't try and add smoke to it. It's the smell of tobacco, not the burning tobacco. I know the lady who created those flavours, Amanda. Gaslight, who went through, they literally went up to every host so they're all named after Plume's hosts, and they worked out what their number one flavour was or what they wanted, and then Amanda worked through them all, and she's done loads of sadly she doesn't do it anymore because the laws changed in Tennessee, so she can't do what she used to do. She was instrumental in Nata and Frambosa. Ruby Ruse liquid lines. That's Amanda. Basically, the mastermind behind all of that is Amanda.
Her range isn't too shabby either.
No, yeah, they were kind of redone, but
I mean, they weren't quite what they said they were, but they weren't awful. I quite liked some of them. There was one that was like a blackcurrant, like pastel, and that was really nice.
I think it's a really clever thing to be almost a flavour consultant, because I don't know if you've ever done this, but I always compare. If you get a really good decorator and they're going to do a cover-up job, if you try to do it yourself, you will fuck it up because you think you can see colours, but everybody sees them differently. If that makes any sense. And that's the same with flavours. Although I own an e-liquid company, I'm not the greatest taster in the world because I've tried making my own and it's shit. But other people are really clever, and I think that's a really, I think that's something that needs to be held up. Where you go, fucking hell, this is pretty clever stuff.
Yeah.
And Amanda's one of those people. There's a few of them. Billy King, Vaping King, he's a genius with that. Simon Toyers, Mark White.
Billy's still going.
Actually, they who's that? Simon.
Is Billy still going?
I don't know. To be honest, I haven't checked. I own an e-liquid company. Why would I buy it?
Enough said.
Why would I've got like 70 flavours. I'll be alright.
I really used to like. Not this is a Vaping King promo in any way. I really used to like the fruity flavours that came out of the Vaping King, but the
I named one of them. I named one. Bean Flicker. That was me. I named.
Was that yours?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I tried it.
Brilliant.
And then I named it Bean Flicker, and I wrote. There was this terribly, nearly pornographic description of it on the site, which was something like, oh, when the king's bored, the only thing that can entertain him is when the bean flicker comes to town. And she stands in front of him flicking beans, and there was a woman, and there was a picture of a lady juggler juggling jelly beans. But if you didn't take a notice of that, it was basically me being a disgustingly dirty person.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, with such children.
That's amazing.
It's got to be better than tit sauce, doesn't it?
Minorly.
I've seen some bad names out there.
Oh, fucking.
I think one of my favourite ones a couple of years ago was one called Muckafucker. But it was spelled... right,
P8.
it was spelled... No, spelled Mukafuka.
Oh, okay.
Really? Okay.
And what did it taste of?
That.
Muck and fuck.
But you don't even bother, do you? You know, sometimes you see, like, if you do it, because obviously, if I'm at an expo or something and trying flavours, or somebody's got a range that I quite like, and then you kind of turn it, and then you kind of read it and go, oh no. There was a fantastic chocolate one that tasted just like Nesquik, and the packaging was Nesquik, and so couldn't touch it. It was insane.
No, and sometimes I'll look at a stand, and I'm so what's the word? Like shallow when it comes to this. I'll go to Expo and I'll look at a stand. And I'm like, I don't like your stand. I'm not trying your juice.
Exactly.
You know, it's like,
oh,
you've got everyone dressed up as pandas. Definitely walking the other way.
What? There's lots of other bits as well. Like, don't I ever really think? I don't mind if I know somebody. This never comes up. But if a stranger touches me, I really don't like it at all. If a stranger touches me, I'll just walk off immediately. So it doesn't matter, male, female, whatever. Don't touch me. You put your hand away, just get nope, bye. Doesn't matter if you're wearing lingerie, especially then. Actually, I will definitely be out of there.
That's what you have to say.
Spunk, sweat and shame, according to Jay. That's a good one.
That is bad.
Mama's milk. I remember that.
Mama's milk. Yeah, it was strawberry milkshake, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that just a rip-off of Suicide Bunny's mother's milk?
Yeah, it was.
Much like every strawberry milk.
Ever.
Yeah, there was that bit. There was that time period where everything was fucking strawberry milk. I kept getting messages. Or strawberries and cream. Kept getting messages.
Yeah.
Can you try this liquid? No. Why? What flavour is it? Strawberries and cream? No. No, but if you try it, no, I don't want it. No, but I don't care. Yeah, but just have Nick fuck off. I'll do it. I fucking want it. Fuck off with it.
Oh, dear. You see, I'm much the same as you. You know what it's like. The amount of samples that will come into the shop.
They're worth trying, and definitely don't get me wrong with that, because every so often...
I don't.
Oh, no, but with me, when I'm trying to get liquids in... Oh, for fuck's sake. Somebody will send me a... or somebody will just pass me something, and he'd just go, oh, you fucking arsehole. Cactus Punch was like that the first time we ever did that. Simon Sawyer gave me a 30ml bottle, and I pretended that I'd try it. I was like, yeah, oh, cheers, man. Yeah, definitely try it. Just thinking, I didn't put it in the bin. I don't care. I've got like a carrier bag full of stuff. I'm not really interested. And then I ran out of something, or got a tank dirty. I was like, I'll put that in. Took a drag and thought, oh, you shithead. Fucking hell. And Mark White, when we did Crack Current last year, I was working on the stall. I knew it was a 30% mix, where we always do 20. I knew that was a massive pain in the arse for doing kits, doing a 30 concentrate. And me and Mark had both decided it just wouldn't work. And then he said, well, I've got it in anyway. Saying that, it's in this squonker. And he passed it over to Kadrag, and I went, oh, you twat! We've got to make it work now. Fucking hell, you knob.
You see, Marksky said to me, everyone had been banging on about this lemon crack, and Marksky had been banging on and on and on about it, and he used to release it every so often, didn't he? And you had to be fastest finger first, F5 job to get managed to get some. Mixed it up, and I foolishly mixed it all up at 80-20, 70-30, whatever it was. and it was absolutely amazing as a 70-30. But as a 50-50, it's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
As a mouth along, it's going to be incredible. I was devastated that I won't say wasted it, but mixed it all up.
Way. Is it time for the news?
Let's do a little bit of news, shall we?
Should do a bit of news. Hopefully, the sharing of the screenage will work this week, because that was hilarious last week, where it just froze as soon as I tried to screen share. Right.
He's done it! He's killed him!
Fuck.
What happened?
Right.
So last week, John, every time Cass went to share his screen, it kicked him out the call.
Amazing.
So he starts his conversation. Right, last week was brilliant. Don't you feel a twat?
I do feel like a complete knob. Right, Mark, bring up panel 4. We have to do it before Chandler arrives. Who's got a hairdryer?
I'm so sorry. That's my wife. Just
okay. That's funny.
Right, so Mark's going to have to be the... No, wrong one.
Right, 4 up.
There we go.
Cass is there twice. I need to bring up the web browser into 4.
There we go. Oh, it's the boner wall.
It is the boner wall.
I think that you might be able to hear it, but it should be a lot quieter. I had to turn
That's
it
all
off
right.
because I knew our bedroom door is right behind this door, so I was going to open it. I didn't know. If my wife had just been wearing a towel, I'd now be divorced if I'd have opened that without the cam turned off.
Right. Right, so let me bring up my my version. So, first things first is Juul are never out of... Oh,
there we go.
okay, so Juul are never out of the news for long. In this case, Juul are taking to court a company who have created this wonderful, wonderful cartoon monster puffing on a Juul. And I believe they've even called it the Juul Monster. And basically, there's one of 4 companies based in New Jersey, and Juul are taking them to court. So Juul filed the suit Thursday against the Juul Monster, K&R Products, Status Distribution, and Status Vapes, as well as people associated with the companies. The suit alleges that the defendants used the name Juul Monster, Juul Megastore, and a cartoon Juul Monster logo to market a variety of pods and vapes, including, but not limited to, Juul products. The Juul Monster logo, which Juul tried to trademark, shows a little monster puffing on a Juul. And so on and so forth. So the monster's small stature and impish expression also suggests that the character is himself a rebellious child or teen that enjoys using the product. Basically, this article goes on to say about how social media, just by using social media, you're marketing to kids, which is a bit of a strange statement. In fact, it says here, the use of social media is also aimed at younger consumers. In contrast, Juul voluntarily shut down its social media accounts as part of its continued efforts to prevent any appearance of promotion of its products to an underage audience. This is why you have groups that are 18 plus that are moderated. You know, just because it's on social media doesn't mean it's aimed at kids. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a flagrant disregard for copyright, but still. I actually think...
I'm in 2 minds on this. So I know Juul are extremely precious about their brand, extremely precious about their pods, extremely precious about life in general. Now these guys, whilst obviously blatant disregard, as you put it, Cass, towards their brands, but they do actually sell their products, and
yeah.
You know, that can you see my cursor? No. That little plastic USB thing in that monster's mouth could be anything. The fact that they've come out and said, "Oh, it's a Juul," well, shut your mouth. Why would you say that? People know it's a Juul. It's tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
It's they're advertising their product for them.
But they're not.
I mean, it's a very... Go on.
I was just going to say it's. America, this is a generalisation, but there's no way else to do this. That is a very litigious country with companies, and to win a court case, all you need to do is be bigger than the other company, because they can't afford to go to court. Yeah. You literally can't cover the cost of standing opposite you. So it's they can't really. And what they're doing is they're pretending to go along with the FDA's rulings, which were written by the company that now owns 30% of their fucking company.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest though,
and their product is shit.
Oh yes, it is. It is dog shit.
The Juul is a piece of shit.
I ran out all my pods and binned it, so
I didn't even get through my pods. In fact, I've still got 3 pods there. I took one out, realised it was dog shit, binned the device, and the pods are now going to follow.
Don't sell it, I'll sue you.
I got it for free and still feel ripped off.
I think the people are releasing the empty pods. It's not going to make the device any better.
No, I think the issue in the UK is that it's shit for 20 milligrams. It needs to be like 50 milligrams to make a difference.
Definitely. And it's just like vaping something from fucking 2011, isn't it? There's no tech in it. It's shit.
No.
Yeah. Although the one thing it has got going for it is the super cool charging port. That is the one thing.
And the fact that when you tap it, the
light comes on
the battery. I like that. That was it.
I like the tapping, but if you've got a Mac and you want to charge it on your Mac, it falls off.
Oh really?
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
Awesome. Because the USBs are all the wrong way up, aren't they?
Hate it, but it's a pod device. What more can I say?
Oh, right. Let's move on to the next one. So the Pennsylvania Department of Health.
This the Twitter thing. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tweet that the Pennsylvania Department of Health put out, which is hilarious for a department like this to put out. It says e-cigarettes, e-cigs, e-hookers, mods, vape pens or vapes, whatever you call them, they are not safer than other tobacco products. Learn how you can help protect your child's health by talking about the dangers of vaping. Now, what they did very cleverly there is they put in the protect your child's health. Not protect your own health, protect your child's health. Now, Americans will move mountains to supposedly protect their child's health, as would most parents. But it's very clever. And if you scroll down, the replies are just amazing. I mean, a lot of people are saying, sack whoever wrote this in your PR department. A lot of people are saying that they clearly know nothing about science, that there's loads of studies. But it's just amazing that I don't know how big a department... I mean, I suppose it's the Department of Health for the whole state, right? To come out with something like this with no real backing or... It just looks like someone's having a bit of a rant.
It really is. That is just lies. 2 seconds, boys. I'll be back. Discuss.
What's your thoughts, John?
It seems to be the way to wind up. I'm not sure that the lobbying's coming from where we think it's coming from. I've said this many times before. I think it's really being instigated by Big Tobacco, who want 3 flavours and they want pod systems. And so anything outside of that is going to be think of the children, and that's where it's going.
Do you think tobacco companies, because initially with the TPD in the UK, the original draft of it was like closed system cartridges, wasn't it? I think.
What is the original?
The original draft of the TPD.
Well, it was the word they had to lose, which did everybody a massive favour, was the word leak proof. Because somebody with probably a few qualifications in physics said, well, no, because you need to transfer air for liquid. That's the only way it would work. Otherwise, it'd be a vacuum and it won't work. So there's no such thing as leak proof. I think they lost that bit from the TPD. Well, it's not the TPD. It's the TPDR, isn't it? But the TPDR, the other bit was the initially the refill of the thing had to be leak-proof as well, which they also decided was impossible. And so those two things were those are at least two things that were dropped from the original TPD.
The point I think I'm getting at here is what, in a very sort of roundabout way, what they've done is they've gone, well, pod systems are now becoming popular, so we're going to start putting all our money into pod systems, and once we've taken over the industry, we can go back to how we originally wanted it, which was their proprietary systems. Does that make any sense at all?
That's exactly what they want. If you follow the money with all of these things, I've done this to death, and I'm so sorry, but if you follow the money, if you talk about profit margins on a pod made in China, say a dual pod, it's got to be 1p, probably 3p with the metal parts as well. 3p with some liquid in that cost less than a penny. So we're now at 4p, and you can sell 4 of them for £25. Big Tobacco haven't seen profits like that since the 60s. They are well up for it. And they'll do anything to get it. They will literally do anything to get it. We had a discussion on iOS the other day. When you go into a vape shop and they sell Vipes and they sell Blues and they sell IQOS, do you just leave or not? And I was very much on the side of because they've already decided they don't give a fuck about people. So I'm not buying anything off them.
Fair enough. I think Blue and Vibe I could ignore. IQOS I would walk out.
I know, and Mark would know as well, what the deal is with what they offer, what Imperial offer with the if you have Blues in your store, and Vibe. They did a different thing where they just shipped it to people and then pretended they'd ordered it and they hadn't, and they were like, I'll keep it. Yeah, which is fun. Which seems like such a great trick.
Yes.
Cass, how many? Obviously, we're not out in your store, but how many?
Sorry, have you heard that you have them in your shop?
How many different tobacco-owned? Sorry, I'm trying to get my boot off, and I'm fighting with it. How many different brands do you stock that are owned by a tobacco company of some sort?
2.
So Vibe and Blue.
Yeah, and the reason being that we have them in our stock is it was all free. We haven't spent a penny, and we're making incredible margins because it's everything we sell them for, we keep the money for. Now, this is the mad thing is they make up, I think, like 0.1% of our sales. I mean, they came in and they've sat on the shelves since they came in. No one's bought them, but they're there.
And you're not upselling them.
No, I mean, the thing is that we have better products that are proven starter products. If someone comes in and says, oh, I've got this blue thing, you got pods for it, well, I'll go, yeah, of course, you know. But generally, as a starter, I will say to people, you know, try this Aspire POC-X, try this Joytech pen device, try, you know, this, and they much prefer that. There's a very, very slim margin of the market that actually want the products that the tobacco companies are providing, and on top of that, as a business, it makes sense because we haven't paid fuck all for them.
I think long term as a business, it doesn't make sense, but that's just me. No. I've got to be that person.
Yeah. I think the only place that these products are suitable for is supermarket and grab and go, your convenience stores.
Yeah. At service stations, stuff like that. If it's that or smoking, then. But I think that's really funny because they're not mutually exclusive. When somebody says, "Oh, we had this put to us lots of times." Oh, what would you rather do? Somebody smoke cigarettes or they use the blue device? I don't know. They're not the options. You've made that fucking rule. That's insane. That's like, what would you prefer? To be stabbed to death or shot in the face? Well, neither. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You've made those rules. Do fucking whatever, twat. Yeah. So
the chat think you're about to snap.
No. I don't get it. But I come from I used to run shops that sold cigarettes, so I've seen all big tobacco stick. I remember when new cigarettes came out, the rep would give me free cigarettes and go, "Oh, you should try this." I smoked, so it didn't matter. But if I didn't, I remember when 555s came out by John Player. Do you remember 555s?
Yeah.
I got a pack of 555s and a 555 lighter. I remember when Benson 100s came out. I got a pack. Somebody gave me a pack of them. I mean, that was 1999, 1999, 2000, something like that. Fuck, I'm old. But and these are these underhand tricks that I see ex-tobacco reps doing in shops, where they're going, "Oh yeah, fucking get these free." And,
we had a blue guy try and come in and tell us where in our shop we would to stock his product.
They're so used to it.
And the woman that I used to work with, she's now retired, actually told him, this is brilliant, right? He goes, "Look, if you push our product, I'll make it worth your while." And she just went, "Fuck off, mate. Do a 180 and get out the door." And she's like a proper hardcore black country lass who takes no shit from anyone. And yeah.
But imagine the places that works in.
Oh, so many.
Well, you know, because talking about Mark drinking terrible beers when he's in America, Budweiser have got a well-trodden path in exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, taking out everything else, and you've got fucking Bud Pub. And
like the Brewdog pub.
Oh, but that's okay. Yeah,
I like
but there's
Brewdog.
nothing wrong with that. Oh, I went into a pub the other day, and my wife looked at me. We went in there for lunch, and I went in and went, "Ah, fuck!" And my wife went and looked around and went, "Green King," knowing that was my only answer to walk into Green King pub would be, "Ah, fuck." Do you want a beer? Not in here. I went to the bar, and the lady said, "What would you like?" And I said, "What do Green King not make?" And she went, anything they don't make would be great. Yeah.
Right, next. Lol.
I can't compete with you. You're moving. Can you do the Fox News one?
Yes, I can. That's going to be the next one.
I
love
this.
There's a new trend in wedding photos. Are you ready?
I've seen it.
Right, so let me read this. So, nothing shows off your love for one another on your wedding day quite like exhaling large plumes of vape smoke into each other's faces. At least that seems to be the I know, triggered. At least that seems to be the case with these couples. And then immediately underneath it, 19-year-old bride defends marriage to 62-year-old husband. I think that's an advert. A new trend for young couples has been making the rounds on Twitter, showing wedding parties blowing smoke into the air and at each other while posing for photos. While plenty on social media have been posting pictures of couples enjoying a breath of vape air, the responses have been pretty negative. And some of these are hilarious. I mean, this one here, see this couple here that you're just above there, Mark? No, go back down. There. That couple, they're literally like... What was that thing that people used to do with joints, where they'd like inhale and then blow it into someone else's...
Blowback. Apparently, I've only heard.
Apparently, yeah, no. Guy I know told me about it. And rubbish at taking drugs, I told you.
It's a vape blowback. Which is hilarious. And then they got this group photo of all of them.
But don't you think this is just... But there's a bit of me that thinks this is just nothing to do with vaping at all. It's shit wedding photographers, of which really there are fucking thousands of them. And they ask you... my darling wife said to me earlier, she said, people are used to you and you say some of the most disgusting things on earth that most people wouldn't say to other humans. But what she means by that is that if a wedding photographer went to me, get the you know that vapey thing, what about if you took it out and blew it and then like that, and then your wife stood and I'd just go no, and they'd go no, like,
stack him there and then
just take the picture. Yeah. I did tell two more. I've done some terrible stuff. I was naming things I've done the other day. Two Mormons were walking down the road next to me and my wife were in town, and one of them went, and I went, fuck off, and he went, and I went, fuck the fucking fuck fuck off. And then they went away, and then my friend, where were they? And I went, Mormons. They put themselves there. It's not my fault.
You see, Lynn, my other half, she's quite brutal, to be fair. She's not
mine is
backwards
when
or
she's
coming
in the mood
forwards.
for it, but yeah. I'm really
I will walk to the front door, someone will knock on the door, they'll inhale to speak, and I'll slam the door in the face. And Lindsay's like, you're so fucking rude. Why are you being so... Speak of the devil. Why are you being so rude? It was like, because I'm not interested. She's like, there's no need to be so rude. And she's brutal. She is as brutal as they come.
I'm gonna have to do, like, we had a yodel driver. It was Sunday. I was just sat there watching. It was about 1 in the afternoon or something like that. I think the dinner was on. I was just sat there. Wife's upstairs, and then the door goes. I can't really do the impression because it will make my dog go insane. But it was like, it was sort of bang, 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 bang. And so this is what I did. I opened the door like that, and there was this yodel chap. He's about 5'2", and he went, and I went, whoa, what the fuck was that? And he went, and I went, you knocking on my door like a fucking maniac? What the fuck was that? And he went, and I went, here we go, what are we going to do? I said, I'm going to just show you. I pulled the door behind me and I went, here we go, this is how I'd knock on a door. Tap, tap, tap. Do you want to give it a go? He said, I've got a package for your neighbour. And I said, all right. I said, but you still haven't apologised for knocking on my door like a fucking maniac. And he said, if you don't take it, I'll keep it. And I went, I don't give a shit. Fuck off, you little twat. And then he went off. When I went inside, my wife went, who was that? And I went, oh, the yodel guy with a package for next door. And she went, where is it? And I went, he's still got it. And she said, how has he still got it? And I said, I told him off for knocking on the door too hard. And I tried to show him how to do it. And he was ever so touchy. And then he said he was going to keep it. And I said, I don't give a fuck. And he still got it.
Incredible.
Ta-da!
That's incredible. I love that story. That's amazing.
Fuck it.
I think we have someone joining us.
We do. I've just sent in the link. And
remove the news.
But it's okay because we're live. We're not relying on anyone to record anything. Therefore, he can't break
Chandler.
it.
It's definitely Chandler then.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at his audio file and I don't know what the fuck he did. Like, oh my god, that was broken.
That is what they're thinking of calling the Vaguely Vape-related podcast. It's called, oh my god, what the fuck were you doing with that audio file? That is the new name.
You see, the early days, you'd sit there and you'd be in the car, and it'd be like, welcome to the Vaguely Vaping Related podcast. My name's Chandler, and then the audio would kick in. It'd be like, and you'd shit yourself in the car, literally arms and legs all over the place. It was like, man, for fuck's sake, sort your audio out.
But at least it was recorded. I know Rick and Brad stayed up until like 1 AM the other week and came out with nothing.
Oh, bless them. I can imagine they wouldn't have been best pleased.
No, I did listen back to the last show I did with them. I listened back to it. Somebody mentioned something about the environment, and I said the word. I said the word "fuck" about 80 times in a minute on the show, and I was like, "That is quite a lot."
Here he is.
Fucks.
Good evening.
Whoa.
What?
Let me turn Chandler down.
Oh. So
you is loud.
I moved my mother away.
That dank mic is bare loud, bruv.
It's bare loud. What are you talking about? Are you talking Vape again?
Yeah. Yes, we are. Yeah. Clouds, bro. Clouds.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm 43. I don't get Vape. I'm sorry.
I've got to say, Chandler, for how old you are,
yes,
you're looking damn fine. I think it's your lighting.
Yeah.
He is looking.
Yeah, I think it's the makeup actually.
Can I just say that I have got a big zit right in the middle of my forehead. There you go. Just if anybody wants to have a nice.
Do you think he smooths out his skin tone with a wet wipe over the camera?
Yeah,
I reckon.
Kind of new wet wipe.
It is a new translucent wet wipe. Used. Right. I sent you a link to an image.
Hang on. So can I just end the conversation on
yes,
weddings? Everyone is entitled to a hobby. Everyone is entitled to do what they want to do. If someone wants to have their photograph taken with bear clouds, bro, then so be it. Okay.
Just, I've got alcohol. I don't have it very often.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, yeah, why not? Sorry, carry on with the bear clouds and the wedding. It was, I just distracted you. Sorry.
Was it me, or have you got a miniature there with half left? Is that how often you drink?
Yeah, it's not I was going to say it's not a miniature. It's actually 200 ml.
Oh, okay.
It's a. I mean,
I don't know if it's. I think it is a miniature, and we haven't noticed. But Chandler's got really tiny hands. That's a 10 ml bottle there of the.
There you go.
Look at that.
It's a tiny miniature. There you go. I cannot do this positioning malarkey in front of a camera for the life of me. Oh, fuck's sake.
He put some shots on Grindr the other week that would blow your mind. It was a relative thing.
And annoyingly, I've just dropped the cap off the bottle. And it's...
You'll have to drink it all then. That is the only way around that. Drink all the whiskey.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to, because the cap has disappeared, and if you leave a cap off with whiskey, it just goes.
Yeah, don't do that. Just drink it all.
Can't do that.
I feel a little bit bad because it's definitely after Chris's silence on the chat and he hasn't posted again. So maybe he's working or maybe he's grumpy with me. Alright, so what you see here is
sometimes difficult to tell.
I really want to get Mark going on this because I think it'd be funny. Even though the zoom's a bit strange, what this device that you see in my little segment of the screen is the new Smock Miko pod system. It's a bit similar to something, doesn't it?
The Mi Pod, perhaps?
No. Definitely not a rip-off. Now, I got sent this because someone showed it to me and I thought it was funny. But now I realise Mark hates pod systems, which is a fairly new revelation. I thought I'd show it to you just to get you utterly raging.
Well, I wouldn't say Mark hates pod systems. He was all over the SQ when it came out. Not the SQ. SX. No, hang on a minute.
SQ was
the Orion. The
Orion. Lost Vape.
Thing. That's it. There you go. I don't know where I'm getting SQ from because that's a squonker.
No, there was a little shitty thing that Anakin made. I think that's called SQ as well.
Still sat here, still far too airy, still unvapeable.
You loved that when you got it. You had a good. I've noticed you have a tendency.
You did love it.
You have a tendency to get a new device, love it for a day or two up to a week.
But don't we all though? And then the real judge is, you know, when you're sitting there and you've got like 3 months in front of you, and you automatically are picking up that like at the moment for me it's this, but you just keep picking it up. And I've had so many pod systems for flights or holidays and stuff like that. As soon as I get back on holiday, couldn't give a shit about it. Don't want it. Crap. It's not even close to what I want.
You see, Chandler, what you've got to remember is you get something in. Typically, you've probably bought 30, 40 of them.
Yeah. And
you pimp the shit out of it because you want to get rid of them. But I can't say that live. That's just a bit cunty. Just an FYI.
Don't worry about we'll corrupt that part of the recording.
I'm thinking of the Zell 2 when you got given one of those at Collective, didn't you? And
No,
when you...
I did not go. I did not go to Collective.
Not
Along
Collective.
with many other people.
The Lifestyle Expo?
Yeah, the Lifestyle Expo. There you go. That's the one I meant.
Yes.
Yeah, you were like, oh yeah, no, this is really good. This is really good. And the next show, you were all over it. But by the show after, you were like, no, hate it, can't stand it. I think that was the point when you lost the cap.
It was when you, it's gonna make me sound like a cunt. I was given it, right, and I appreciate the fact I was given right. But another prime example, right, on the reincarnation of the Me Pod, I was given a prototype of the Me Pod. He handed it to me. I was like, yeah, that's lovely, that's really nice. I vaped on it. When I left hospital with 3rd-degree burns on my lips, I realised that it was no good. It was no good.
I fucking hated the Me Pod, and I was stupid enough to get one. And within a day or so, I was like, "Oh, you're such a dick. This is rubbish."
See, I've got the technique of being given something and not feeling bad about not liking it down to a T, because I get given lots of things, which I'm fortunate enough to do, and you know, you don't have to feel bad about not liking something you were given unless you asked for it and you were given it.
Yeah, if somebody gives me something, and my normal rule is that, and I have said this on occasion to somebody, which is I can talk about it on social media, but I will say it's shit, or we can both agree that I never got it. And they'll go, yeah, never came. And I go, cool.
You see, this is an example, right, which is why whenever I release anything new, I know I can rely on John for no holds barred. I know he knows he's not going to hurt my feelings by saying, "Mark, that's dog shit." And I had this conversation with Cass a few weeks ago that I wasn't necessarily getting. How can I put this?
I was having my
dick. I was having my dick sucked by a particular group of people. Mark, it's incredible, it's great, it's awesome, it's great. It's like, and not one piece of negative feedback, no criticism whatsoever. And it was irritating me, it was really bugging me because I just wanted brutal honesty.
That. Yeah, you could, but it depends what kind of person you are, doesn't it? Because I've seen people put up a design and I said to them, what the fuck are people doing? Why are people storming? If you left it, silence is better than going, oh yeah, it's amazing shit. Where everyone else is looking at it going, fuck that.
I think you've potatoed there.
I think I might have potatoed. I'll be back.
Did anyone else's Memo just completely freak out?
No.
Nope.
Oh no, maybe it was just my end potatoing as well then.
I'm back. I'm back.
Hey!
Riyadh just said a couple of years ago, Mark would have stabbed John if he could. now they bum hard.
Well, we do know that you do like to share the naked selfies. I'm sure it's been mentioned, hasn't it?
It started off as just a thing of trying to make. I did it. I used to. If I was in the bath, I thought, wouldn't it be funny to make somebody laugh on a live show? And then I just thought, I just said, Mark, picture myself in the bath. And then he sent me one back, and I laughed so much, and I got in trouble after the show for laughing so much.
You know what we haven't done in a little while, right? Where we go up to the microphone really close, so it's really loud for people listening. We go, "Hello, Google. Search the Holocaust."
Oh, that's a good one.
And then
what's the Amazon one? We used to do it on the show with the Amazon.
Alexa, turn the lights off.
That's
right,
it.
There we go.
That's perfect.
Alexa, buy 52-inch television.
No, Chandler, that would be funny if you could get 52-inch TVs.
Oh, sorry. Alexa, buy 357-inch television.
Yeah, So yeah,
Sorry,
if your Google or Alexa just responded,
my TV's minuscule these days. I've only got a 52-inch. It's tiny, half. But there you go.
Are you still in the world of cathode ray tubes, Chandler?
Oh yes, cathode. Oh, have you ever? No one is going to be able to try this anymore. But have you ever taken a magnet? So everybody's got magnets.
Oh my god!
Don't do that.
Take a magnet to your TV. Cathode ray tube. Awesome.
We just back when I was a kid.
It depends if you've got. Yeah, sorry.
Go on.
Okay, for
it.
No, carry on.
When I was a kid, my parents got this massive 27-inch TV, right? And it was huge. This thing took 4 people to lift into the room, right? And I decided to leave a toy magnet kit on top of it, completely innocently.
Yeah.
And it was left on there overnight. And the next day, there was this big rainbow stripe across the screen, where it just pulled everything out of alignment.
You see, back in the day when I was a tech, back in the day, we used to spend hours degaussing TVs, CRT monitors.
Yeah.
Literally just pulling those stripes out. They were the days.
But it depended as well if your TV had, because some TVs had auto degauss, didn't they? When you shut it off completely and brought it back. We had fuck, I'm old, but we had a 9-inch portable in the front room when I was a kid, with like pop-out buttons, you know. And my dad, he said, "Oh, it's this really great thing you can do with a magnet." And he went into the garage and he came back with a magnet. It was one for picking up stuff you dropped into engines.
Right,
so
okay.
it was a meaty. Then he put it on the screen, wailed it like. Magnet all over the whole thing, and it was sort of purple and green and stuff, and we all went like, "Oh, that's amazing!" And then he turned off the TV, turned it back on. We didn't have a TV with auto degauss, so we had a purple and pink TV for about 18 months.
Incredible.
That was it. Fucked. My dad had gone, "There's an amazing thing, we can fuck your telly up. Back in a minute." Oh, it's fucked.
Look, do you remember those TVs that when you turned it off, you would have this pinprick of light right in the middle of the screen for about 3 minutes afterwards?
Yeah.
The other thing, though, was when I first met my wife and she came back to my place, my flat, she rang me once and she said, "I can't get your TV to turn on. I've seen you turn it on before, but it won't turn on. It just keeps going this noise when I press the button, but nothing happens." And I went... And I explained what to do, and then she tried it, but it didn't work. So I said, I'll be home from work in about half an hour. So I got home half an hour later, and I said, I remember, like, without thinking it was weird, I said, "No, you hold the button in, you lift the left-hand side of the TV up, you let go of the button, drop the TV, and slap it." Well, that's a reasonable thing to say to somebody. Yeah, that's how you turn the telly on. Obviously, you just pick it up, drop it, and slap it on the top, and then it'll come on. It'll stay on all day. Don't turn it on.
Right,
Sorry, go on.
Pod systems.
Chandler, so what a pod system is it's a battery device, and it has a little pod in it which has a coil encased in it. No, yeah, there we go. Go on then, Mark. I feel like you're gonna snap and start throwing shit.
What the fuck is with all these pod systems?
Oh, for fuck, yeah.
I know. John kinda hit the nail on the head earlier with the 4P pods and everything else. So that kind of answered my question. But seriously, there's just far too many pieces of cheap Chinese bullshit that have even bothered to pay for the TRPR registration. Stop breathing. And
it would be all
the other
right.
thing is,
go on.
I was just going to say they're all shit.
Yeah,
that's the other problem. They're all the same. They're all airy as fuck.
Chandler, go.
Be all right if they decided on a standard and went right. We'll make all our pods so that they fit like this, and you could buy a pod that would fit about 5 or 6 different devices, or even 10 or 20 different devices. But at the minute, you've got. I feel as sorry for the. I feel it's as hard for the vape shops as it is for the consumer, because
only if they go along with it, though.
Yeah, but a vape shop can't stock everything, can they?
But some try to, and then they end up with a load of shit. But that's their own fault. Don't buy it. You don't have to. Fucking ignore them. Or have a look and go, that's the same as the last load of shit I saw before.
I mean, to give you an example of when companies go on. Oh, yeah.
What's with these pieces of shit? I don't mean to be rude, but again, that was given to me. It wasn't purchased. Right? It came with 50mg Cabana in it, which I was happy with. Right? Vaping away on it, lovely. The battery dies. You can't recharge it, and there's still half a pod of juice in there.
Yeah, but you can't refill it anyway.
I can't even vape what I paid for.
You didn't pay for it; it was free.
I could have paid for it though.
Because you know what this planet needs more of is disposable lithium-ion batteries, just to throw away.
That's a really difficult one because. I'm going to make this more complicated now, more annoying, right? Juul are not going to come out with that device. They're just not going to. But those generic, they're actually just because I've already seen those. I saw them. Somebody, I was showing them under a table at Expo the Return last year. As you know, fill with your own liquid, sell 3 for a tenner kind of thing. And if you had 3 for a tenner, would I take that on holiday? I probably would. To chuck in the bin. I mean, that's terrible, but I probably would. And that beats.
Oh, I'm going to be brutally honest. I've actually bought the machinery to fill these pod systems. We fill these pod systems.
Yeah.
We fill a lot of these pod systems at 0.5 ml a pop.
Yeah.
Do I agree with them? My bank says yes.
But if people are using them, that's not the same thing as what we were talking about before. When we were talking about Nixol, it's not the same thing because it's not. You're not taking advantage of a trend. You're saying people are buying the pod, so they might as well have a decent liquid in it. That I've got no issue with at all. Do I give a? Do we need any more plastic? No, probably not. But if I don't do it, is someone else going to do it? Yeah. Because I mean, I've had this discussion with bottles with Just Add Nick. People saying, "Oh, but you know, instead of 1 bottle, I've got 6." Well, we'll recycle 5 of them and keep 1. You don't have to.
Yeah.
But everything we sell, we try to make sure it's recyclable. But
it is hard.
Trouble is those small bottles are recyclable. It's just the fact that the majority of recycling plants, it's not worth the recyclers' time to piss around recycling them.
It depends on the letter on the bottom, doesn't it? Like these are LDPE is 2 plastic, number 2.
Which is why we only deal with PET. The only problem is, and I'm going to talk
terrible plastic. Then
I'm going to talk from personal experience here because I'm not going to say any more. So a typical PET bottle. Fantastic. PET is great for recycling. The rest is all LDPE.
Excellent.
There's going to be new legislation that comes into place for recycling that states this has to come away with the cap. Because as that stands, that's not recyclable because there is 2 different types of plastic there. You've got an LDPE and a PET, as well as.
They come away.
Yeah, but a lot of them don't.
Well, ours are LDPE, the whole bottle. So that was my version of yours. But and then it depends what you define as recycling, because the LDPE bottle is more suitable for reuse over and over and over and over and over again because it doesn't crease. unlike PET. So once you've emptied this bottle, it's yours. You can put whatever the fuck you want in it. And to me, directly recycling without melting it down and turning it into something else is surely a better idea.
But a lot of recycled plastics can only be turned into solid coloured plastics. You cannot turn them back into clear new plastic. If you ever see a clear bottle, that is a new piece of plastic, or at least mostly percentage-wise a new piece of plastic. That's why most recycled plastic gets turned into milk bottles.
There's about to be a lot of change in the plastic industry, and I'll talk to you more about it after the show if you're interested. But that I don't know even how did we get onto this?
We were talking about the stick pods being wasteful.
Oh, and recyclable, yes.
I've been waiting 2 weeks for Chandler's Instagram because he flaked out last week, and the week before he was on the show for about 6 minutes. So, Chandler,
Instagram.
Yeah.
Not like being put on the spot.
Well,
you said it was all hooked up and ready to go.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So, Instagram. Welcome to Instagram. What Chandler's found on Instagram this week. Having said that, the first 2 on Instagram. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the first one is, which one of you cockwombles did this to me last week?
Wasn't me.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I got up on. Was it Wednesday morning? It was Wednesday morning, so it was a very, very quick response. I'll be having words with you when I see you next, Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy.
Oh my god, fucking Tracy! I forget.
So yeah, apparently my audition is next week. So I'm looking forward to that. The missus isn't quite so keen, but there we go. Right.
Actually, we did have lots and lots of suggestions on the show of what we should sign you up for.
Take me
MasterChef was one. Take me out. MasterChef was a good option.
MasterChef.
Was it the Great British Bake Off? Mastermind, The Chase.
But we thought we'd go. Naked Attraction was the way to go. To be fair, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you shave your gooch before you go on. Next.
Yeah, you've watched it, haven't you? So right, next one. I got sent. Oh, I didn't get sent this. I saw this on Jono's Facebook. So this is actually a Facebook post. Yeah, basically it's a post of, I'm assuming it's a sales page. And it just said at the top, wait until you see it. So have you seen it? Which one of these lovely activities would you like to go for?
I'm all up for bottom middle, I've got to be honest.
Quite fitting it was bottom middle. Yeah, a little bit of horse riding down there.
Well, I'm certainly not a top. Have you seen the size of me?
Well, look, I'll be honest with you. I know which one of those.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, I know exactly which one of these ones I will not be going for, because I fucking hate golf. So not doing golf. Really not. Alright. Oh yeah, so we're now back to Instagram, what I actually did see on Instagram. And I saw this and okay, it's immature, but it did make me giggle. Teacher, what are you laughing about?
It's a pod system.
Yeah, it's the pun, Julius Caesar. Albeit I am a little bit concerned that it's going on about a teacher and somebody in school. It is kind of implying it's for kids.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
You don't get it.
It's called a meme.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
but what's Julius Caesar? What's Julius Caesar got to do with a jewel? There we go.
Hey,
Next.
And the penny drops. There you go. It took a while.
I think he's having you on, Chandler.
Oh, I think he might have been somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. I saw this one. This is a photograph taken by Knight's Vape. So.
Sorry, get well soon. I know it's not very well.
Has that bike got a really small wheel at the back?
That's what I saw. That's what I saw. I looked at that and went, "Oh my god, that's a Yamaha XJR with a skateboard wheel for the back tire." So yeah, I just thought I'd share that one because I just looked at it and went,
what a great way of displacing energy. Next.
This one because I love the fact that she got her attire and colour coordinated it with one of the juice boxes that she'd got there.
It's a shame it's not called Take It Off.
What is it called?
Take Off.
Take Off. Yeah. What is it she's going to take off? That's what we're interested in.
Literally at this point, anything.
There isn't much left, to be fair. Oh dear. Right, now then. Now we're getting into the serious stuff.
Oh, imagine changing the batteries on that.
Oh, I don't care. It's a triple battery. You will not be changing the batteries in that very often, will you? Let's be fair.
Is it a squonker?
No, it's not.
Can't be.
Which is unusual. Usually, because this is Fine Mods, I've got one of Fine Mods is wooden squonkers.
Fine Mods is
Matt. I can't remember Matt's surname now. Matt.
Oh, he's back.
Johnson.
Sorry, Johnson. There you go. Johnson from Scotland. So I wanted to share this because this is just stunning, or I thought it was stunning. It's got the DNA 250C board in it. It's absolutely gorgeous, and look at the shine and the polish on it. It's just lovely.
I just wouldn't use it. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. You know, I appreciate the art. I appreciate it's a good looking fella, but I just have no use for 1880650 mods.
Oh, I think I'd use that at work.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
I'd use that. It I suppose it depends what you vape on, the way you vape, isn't it? It's nice to see. It's nice to see a stabwood block that hasn't got a squonk bottle in it. Because not everybody
very gritty.
I agree, and I am looking for a single 18650 small stabilised wood. Nice, attractive little thing. Let's put my Dwar on it. So anyone got any pointers? Give me a shout.
If you talk to Matt, I'm sure he'll design one for you.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, Matt or Dacus at Abstract.
There's a whole
do we need to wish any happy birthdays today? It is today, isn't it?
It is
Dacus,
today.
Yeah. Is that what you're going to say? It's Mike's birthday.
Oh, I'm feeling bad now because I haven't got a Dacus mod.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Hopefully you saw my post today that really made me laugh. I don't know if it'll work if I hold it up to the screen, but
might do.
I am a child, and before I even got out of bed this morning, I made a meme, which was, "Oops, this." I really enjoyed doing it as well.
Oh dear.
We went out for a steak on Friday with Mr. and Mrs. Dacus for his birthday. It was very, very good actually. Had a squid starter. Oh, I think I had a whole rack of ribs actually. I think Mike had 2 starters and a steak. He's only like 10 miles away, Mike. So he's probably the vapor I see the most, Mr. Dacus.
Hey. Nice.
What's next, Chandler?
Next, right. Okay. So, I just wanted to ask, when did Catherine Tate become a vape model?
I think the term model is being used very loosely.
Incredible. Why have MePod released a juice? That's what I want to know. Look, it's the MePod logo on that bottle.
No, I hadn't noticed that.
Maybe they've made a flavour that you don't want to taste, so put it in a MePod.
There you go. Either that or it's just pure concentrate, so you can taste it. Sorry. Right, the next one. The next.
She's a Japanese model, isn't she? Called Wouldn't With Yours. That's what her name is.
Savage.
So, hang on. Since when has MePod Monday been a thing?
Since MePod rhymed with Monday.
No, it just starts with M.
Yeah.
We could have MePod masturbation, and that would work too. Maybe.
That is a better thing than actually vaping with it. MePod masturbation.
How would one do that?
We don't need no demonstrations required. Thank you.
Right, are you ready for this next one? I think I need to pre-warn you for this one. This is kind of like I found this on Ruby Roo's
that is a noise I've never associated with Ruby
Instagram. No, okay, but wait till we see. Wait, it's a mod. Okay, it's not anything else. Just in case you're a bit worried, but have a look at that. This is made by Rexasa. I'll have a look in a minute. But it is completely and totally hand carved.
Wow.
Out of a block of resin.
That's impressive.
Look at that! It is absolutely stunning. Now they had a video that I haven't yet worked out how to share video, but I did take a still out of the video.
Imagine you spent all that time carving it, and then you fuck up putting the 510 in the top and snap a bit off.
Oh,
I bet that's happened at least once.
Yeah.
It must have happened at least once. I'm sure it does, but the intricacy of the carving, and he does it in a traditional Japanese style.
I have to say, Craig, expectations high.
Hand carved in Thailand. There you go. They're not hand carved in Thailand because he's in America, but he is Taiwanese.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
None of that.
There you go, Raksasa mods.
I thought he was in America. He might not be because it says Bali, Indonesia on the top there. I might be wrong. Anyway, there you go. It's Raksasa mods, and just in case you wanted to have a look, there you go. That's their.
What does one of them go for?
Their Instagram page. They are on. They're on a website somewhere between anywhere between $750 up to $950.
Jesus Christ.
So, yes, they're expensive, but I actually looked at that and thought they'd be 4 figures. I thought that's going to be over $1,000 easy, and they weren't. So, yeah, and just to finish, I was absolutely disgusted to see this.
Vaping and driving.
Yeah, absolutely. what is she doing promoting vaping and driving? You shouldn't be doing that. It is completely not safe. Having said that,
I really did not know you got to this level of a section. Well, fuck it.
You know what? In all seriousness, in all seriousness, if she was to have an accident, there'd be silicon flying. That'd just be.
Imagine the chafe.
Oof. I dread to think. I really do.
All right, everyone, just stop talking.
This is like Channel 5 now on a Friday.
Shush, 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 shush.
Okay, that's enough of that then. Oh dear. There we go. So that's what I found on Instagram this week.
Right, so after we've made a light jovial tone of the show, can I bring it right the fuck back down?
Yeah, let's go. What can we go from? Wanking to...
Wanking to... Ooh, let's try blackmail.
Wanking to blackmail.
We're not, are we?
Yeah.
No, we're not.
We are. So,
I need to...
Yeah. Right, so... I have seen... Mark's just given up. He's like, fuck this. I'm out. No, so... I think
can we actually do this
in
20 minutes?
Yeah. Okay,
No,
so basically...
we're working... Go on.
No, go on.
Go on.
Right, so I completely surprised Mark with this. He didn't know I was going to talk about this. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. So, essentially, a company under the name of Smoking Vapes, owned by a guy whose name I can't remember. I think it's like Phil or Paul or something, right? Now, this is in the public domain, so this isn't anything new, and this name has already been outed, so I don't feel bad about saying it. I don't know why Mark's cringing so hard.
I'll tell you what, you take the full road. There we go.
Okay, so basically what this guy's done is he's hired vape promotion models to, you know, promote his juice. So he sends them juice, etc., etc. He sends them juice, and over a period of time, he starts getting either close with them or starts talking to them outside of a professional nature. And I will try and find the links, and I'll drop them in the description under this video. But what he's done is they've somehow ended up sending him intimate photos. I don't really know how this happened, but it's happened. So the vape models that he hired to promote his juice line or his products, whatever it is, has ended up going to this stage, and they're sending him these photos. He's sending them stuff backwards and forwards, and I will put a link to a video where you can see some of the screenshots. There's no images, it's just talking, so don't be getting that idea. And what's happened is these models, who don't work for any one particular company in particular, they've gone and got other work from other promotional companies, and this bloke didn't like that, and he's turned around and basically said, if you start working for these other companies, I'm going to release these photos you've sent me, I'm going to release your addresses out on Facebook and things like this. And a lot of people have found out about this and are absolutely going to town on it. Now, I think it was Empire Vape Co did a video on it, and he was taking from a video that someone else did. I can't remember his name though. TBD Vapes, I think his name was.
I always wanted to watch Empire, but I put this thing anti-twat thing on my computer and it just won't play the videos. I don't understand that.
No, fair enough.
Can I just?
So basically,
can I just ask something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, right? Okay, so so a vape model, and he's gone. If you work for this other company, I'll release photographs of you showing your tits.
Yeah. Well, no. This is the thing, right? Is that I feel there is a difference between photos that are what's the word? Suggestive, and photos that may be somewhat more intimate. And I think, you know, it is their fault for consentingly sending photos to this bloke, because they're adults and they know what they're doing. What isn't?
No, wait. I will say, don't forget, if they're sending over their portfolio, it will contain stuff like that. They're not. That's not. Those pictures would not in any other normally be used. They're trying to say this is what I'll do. You know,
but they wouldn't mind those being put out, would they? Because they're in their portfolio.
Yes, they would. Yeah. No, they would because they haven't consented to it.
But to then
that's
use
not
it
okay.
to blackmail it. I mean,
it's horrific.
It is. It's horrific what this guy's done. Now, this is how the situation stands so far. I feel there's a lot more to come from this, and I will be keeping an eye on the situation. As the video I saw is only about 3 days old, but it's all come out that this married bloke has been basically sexting all of these vape models and blackmailing them when they want to go and work, even though they are freelancers, blackmailing them when they want to go and work for other companies. And some of the stuff that he's been saying to them is just disgusting. So, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. I've got a question for chat. A hypothetical question. And I think Mark will know what I'm talking about here. Right, so let's say you bought a product from a supplier, right? And your idea was to resell it. And you'd have thought, oh, okay, I've bought this product. I can now sell it at whatever price I like. I can make as much or as little money as I want on it. I can sell it at what I like. What would you do? Should that company then message you or send you correspondence saying, if you don't sell it at the price we tell you to sell it at, we're going to report you, we're going to blacklist you, we're going to do this, that and the other, because you're devaluing our product by selling it cheaper? What would you do, hypothetically?
Are we talking as if Chandler's a person or a business? Sorry. I know he's a person, but I just hypothetically, what are we doing?
Hypothetically, as a business.
As a business, you were buying these products from a company, selling them at whatever price you want, say a few quid cheaper than the competition.
No, that's not how it works.
But then what if that company then messaged you telling, actually, you need to sell it at this price, or we're going to report you to the platform you're selling it on?
That's business, that's fine. That's quite a well-known thing. To tell somebody what their base price is. That's okay. If you're the supplier, you can do...
But if you wanted to sell it cheaper than what their RRP was, do you think you can get away with that? Or do you think that's something that you can do whatever you want?
No, you're not supposed to do whatever you want. That's not how it works. I just got to be... Because that's not... Oh, fuck. If there's an agreed upon price when you ordered it, then that's what you sell it for.
What if you just bought it wholesale? There was no agreed upon price.
Well, that's fair enough then. Then the company's a bellend who sold it to you. They've got nothing to say there. But if there's a minimum price, then you have to sell it at that or above that. That's fine. And
the usual penalty for doing that is the supplier goes, well, I'm not selling you anymore.
Exactly. That is the normal penalty. Yeah, you're just
the onus is on them to do that. That's their prerogative.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll be breaking the law by doing that, though.
By
price fixing.
I think what you're trying to say, Kaz.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Price. No, it isn't. No, it's not. That's not price fixing. That's not what price fixing means.
Price fixing would be ringing up the vape shop down the road and going, look, I tell you what, you put your prices up a little bit, and I'll put mine up a little bit.
That's price fixing. Yeah, but it's not price. And the other thing is, price fixing is to do with shares. It's not actually to do with the wholesale. It's not to do with retail prices. As a supplier, you can do whatever the fuck you like. If you said to somebody, it's £3, that's the minimum. Most people are selling it at £3.10, £3.20, and you sold it £3. Fine. If you sold it for £2.70, then I'll never send you it again. That's fine. You're refusing service. You're covered by.
I think the argument, the argument you're trying to put out, Kaz, it would be more along the lines of if you approached Smock and bought a load of Smock products for your shop. And then Smock turned around and went, yeah, okay, but you're not allowed to sell Wismec products, otherwise I'll release these photos that I took of you the other day.
Okay, let's take an example, right? We're all business owners here of some sort. We're not, but let's go with it. Let's say you've bought something you bought something for your shop, your store, excuse me, and you have excess stock of a dead line, for example, or a line that you're not wanting to restock, or whatever reason you're giving up on that brand, and you decide to clear that stock at X price. That X price might be, I don't know, for argument's sake,
like cost, basically. I think it'd end up as like 50% off, wouldn't it? Basically.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's worth your while to sell it off as a loss, because at least you're getting something back. So some shops do go, right, well, we'll sell this off for less than we paid for it, but at least we're getting something.
I know where Mark's going, and it's such a hypothetical situation, because it all comes down to individuals, doesn't it? Because I'm sure, Mark, you've been in a situation, and I know I have, and I know I've spoken directly to the supplier and said, this is what's going to happen on Friday, because dusting it is boring me now, so it's going to happen. And I've done that, and I've also done the one where a supplier's done something that I might think of as underhand, and so I've cleared their stock by doing that, because they won't make a sale in a month, because I'm going to dump all their stock onto the market. Because but that's normal business. That's not me being a wanker. If you're a potato salesman, you do exactly the same thing. But we're not. It's two different arguments. Price fixing and making fuck all doesn't help. Is not advantageous to anybody who's got that range. You're a fucking peen arse if you're going to try and do a volume sale when you're not the fucking supplier. It's such a difficult thing to explain, especially if you're not in, if people aren't sort of business minded. But there are two, basically, you kind of weigh up things, which is margin and volume. And you can go for a volume sale where you sell a lot of stuff for a small margin, or you sell a middling ground of amount of stuff for a higher margin. But they're completely different things. If you bought something off a supplier and you instantly sold it at a low price, you're a cunt. I got the word cunt in your show.
Yay!
We didn't need to be demonetised anyway.
No, but that is a twat's trick to do that. But I'm also with you, Mark. If you've got a deadline, then talk to your supplier. And it's probably dead for them as well. If it's dead for you, it's dead for them. They're probably not going to be that arsed, but I'm sure they'd much rather a heads up than a stitch.
Fair enough.
So let's assume that you as a business have decided to clear stock. What sort of threats would you expect from the manufacturer, not the supplier?
Note.
Nothing. Not a manufacturer. They're making nothing anyway.
Now, Cass has brought this up unknowingly on my behalf, because Cass knows something about something that's happened to me along this route. So this particular product, I'm not gonna out the manufacturer. I'd love to, but I'm not. So the manufacturer's come to me and said, you're clearly not paying VAT on this, therefore you're breaking the law, so we're going to report you to HMRC. Fine, do that. I have every single VAT receipt. I have every single.
Off you pop.
Do it. I have no issue whatsoever. Followed by lots of dirty letters threatening legal action, and we're going to report you to ABC. We're going to, and they're utter cockwombles of the industry. I'm sure anyone with half an ounce can work out who they are. Fuck you, Rick. I'm cutting you off. And Oh, honestly, it's. I've come to the point where I'm just ignoring them.
But that's fine as well. That's completely, they're just twats. They're only, but I'm sure that's worked with lots of stupid people, those threats. But, we're going to do this, see you in a bit. And I don't care. Do what you like.
You need to be selling our product at our RRP is, for example, £15. As a gesture of goodwill, we will allow you to sell our product for £12, but not a penny less. Well, go fuck yourself. I'm going to sell it for £8.
Yeah. If it's if it's this product you're stuck with, that's a different thing. And at least there's about 15 different arguments in this, isn't there? What it all boils down to is if you've got morals and you understand business, you'll be fine wherever you are within that equation. If you're a bellend, it probably won't be.
There's exactly the opposite, where retail price for a bottle of juice is 15 quid, and some companies go, yeah, but I'm selling it for 25. I'm like,
you know what?
Go for it.
If John came to me tomorrow and said, Mark, we're done with your line, we're done with Jeffrey's, we've got 1,500 bottles left for argument's sake, we're going to clear the stock, we're going to do a half price sale to clear it, I'll be like, you know what, you've come to me, absolutely fine, not an issue.
And you do get their reaction sometimes, and then sometimes you get, I've had the most childish stuff with people where you've said, I've got to get rid of this, so I'm going to do that, and then they go, and then they're like, I'm not answering. It doesn't change anything. I'm still going to do it.
If you've got,
I can do it now.
E-Liquid's got a best before date. I mean, what does supermarket...
Yeah, but you would never get... to be fair, that would have to be a fucking deadline to do that. There's 2 years on it, so it's not...
The company I work for, one of the companies we buy off, at the time we bought a lot of stuff. We bought 3 months supply at a time, thousands and thousands of bottles, and 2 weeks before the TPD, they decided to send us our 3 monthly stock in non-compliant bottles. It was a fuck up on their part. So we said, right, that's fine. You don't want to swap it out. You don't want to send us new labels. We'll sell it off £1 a bottle. This is a £4 a bottle range, right? 10ml bottle. I was like, right, we'll sell it off £1 a bottle, get it gone, and then we'll order again. And they said, no, you can't do that. You can't sell it cheaper than we're selling it. And it's like, right, let us return the stock then, and you fix your fuck up. Well, no, we can't do that because it's non-compliant stock and we can't sell it. So we just went, right, fuck you then, and sold it anyway.
The only chance you get of getting anyone to sell something at the same price consistently is if you stick the price on the bottle. If the price is on the label,
no, I won't do it. That won't work.
They can't take it off.
Let's just go against it. It looks like even more of a deal.
Well, yeah. But if you're making it cheaper,
nah. But at least,
I'm going to go, oh yeah, I'll pay you
£25. We've all come back to the same solution, which is talk to if you are the retailer, you talk to the supplier and tell them what your intention is. And when it comes to a sell-through line, and if they don't accept it, you told them. That's the end of it. You've got to get rid of it. That is true.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's having the decency to tell somebody.
Is this something different? Because if you're buying something wholesale, presumably you can then sell it for whatever.
No,
because
it
something's
depends.
only
there might be a minimum price on it, Sean. That's the issue. It depends.
Right.
There's so many different things. I might sign Mark. So I'm gonna blow this open. Like, not in a stupid way. Mark knew what I was going to sell his product for. When we're talking, I know what I'm going to buy it for. He knows what I'm going to sell it for. Right? And that's all part of the same discussion. If you're a proper grown-up business, these discussions don't happen a lot of the time because people are fucking stupid and they don't realise. If Mark sent it to me and then So we've done the deal, I've got it, and I don't sell it for the price I spoke to Mark about on the phone, then I'm a prick.
also, aren't you losing money out of that? Surely the aim of the game.
No, because then I've gone for volume, not margin. You know, whatever or whichever way round it is. But we're aware, both me and Mark are aware of that. It's it's a really weird thing. Fuck. There's every day. I'm sure everybody does this, but every day you sit and work out. Okay, do I want to sell hundreds of these, or do I want to sell a certain amount of them? How much am I happy to pay and buy them for? How long am I'm happy to wait for? Some things Mark would know. It depends where you're buying things from. So, I'd got some bottles coming in from China that landed today, and
you've got this balancing act, though, haven't you? Because just say your profit margin is half of what it normally is. That doesn't automatically mean you're going to sell twice as many.
No, so you need to, so you need to forecast that and do and work accordingly. So buy it for whatever you know. You need to buy it at a lower price. These are all decisions that happen in a split second every day in normal companies. They're not to do with the vape industry. They're every industry ever.
You see, I would not have dealt with anybody else, John. The deal with Jeffries didn't happen overnight, did it? It was
no.
It was something that we discussed, we debated. I actually put it to you a long time before the option was even there.
Yeah, it was about whether it was viable, and you were asking me, and we were chatting about how it would work or how it wouldn't work. But weirdly, that's how that comes up sometimes. I was advising Mark White how to sell lemon crack as a concentrate, and accidentally got into a negotiation which I didn't mean to. And I went, no, I've already told you I don't fucking want it, you twat. You can sell it hand over fist. Don't worry about it. And then he went, no, but if you pay that, I'd take it. And I went, oh right then, I'll have 4,000 bottles. Fuck's sake. But that's quite normal. When everybody's speaking the same language, it's so simple.
Yeah.
And when stupid people get involved, it becomes incredibly difficult and really drawn out. And I get this all the time. I can ring a supplier and say, I need this thing and I need it now, and it'll be there the next day because they know. And I'll go money over, or I wouldn't cut the price on anybody without talking to them. I just wouldn't do it because I couldn't sleep. That's just not my way of doing stuff.
I think that with your business, John, you're obviously the face of the business, and anything you take, you have respect for. You don't buy anything as a cash cow. You buy everything in because you respect the brand, because you love the brand, and you think that there's obviously profit in the brand.
Yeah, but there's so many things to weigh up in that as well. There's so many things I've had great liquids with bad brands, like with bad branding, bad names. If you've got both bad design and bad names, I can't fix it. There's no way I can. If you've got one or the other, then I'll sometimes get into a chat with people. When it came to Jeffries, when we were talking about Jeffries, and I was thinking, is it going to work? It almost comes down to, is it going to work on a 10ml bottle? And because you'd use a white background, that becomes really quite a simple thing. I can then, when it comes to, everything changes. When it comes to ink prices, it's so stupid. Yeah. You're going to go, oh, I could do this. That'll work straight away. It's a really bold brand. And then sometimes it can be, I've been sent ranges of 5 liquids when one of them is absolutely stunning, but I can't have one. Or you can send me 20. Well, I won't even try if there's 20. But it's such a complicated, business is a complicated thing. It's for everybody, whether you own a shop or whether you run a website. And it doesn't matter whether you're selling alarms for pensioners or e-liquid. The rules and the basics are the same.
Yeah.
Integrity, morals, and talking to people goes a massive way. And being able to speak to people as well. It's a huge thing.
You see, that's one thing we do. We've got, for our brands, we have a couple of distributors that we use. Excuse me. But as much as possible, we like to maintain the wholesale as much as possible. And I'm not saying that because we get a better margin. We do, obviously. By selling direct to a shop, we get a better margin.
Yeah.
There's a lot more work. You know, we've just had to buy a new van for the sales guy. But I know that the customer service that the shop and the customer is going to get is second to none, rather than just going onto a distro and buying X amount.
Yeah. I know we've kind of gone down a rabbit hole. It's such a anybody wants to ask you a technical question. And Mark's the same as well, because we've spoken about this too. Quite often, I'm always happy to answer. So I get asked questions from people who might be seen as a competitor, might ask me something, and I always answer because I think it is really important to keep the industry in the UK. And
Riyad's put an interesting point in chat. He said profit margin calculator. If it doesn't hit the margin we want, we don't get it in.
Exactly.
Which is fair enough. But if someone comes up to you with a, oh, try this, and it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And there's no money in it, you just buy yourself one. That's literally how it works. That's me being flippant, but that is literally how it works. You go, I don't want 500, but I'll have one. Because it's
a prime I'm gonna bring this out. I'm gonna bring this out because
I know another one. I've got one too. It's good.
Chandler does a bit of work for us, don't you?
Yes.
And you were put in quite an awkward situation the other day.
It was fun.
It was fun, and it was a case of a company saying, "I ain't paying that. I can get that for £1.50 from Manchester." Sort of. You know how it goes, John. It's that typical conversation. Now, I don't know where I'm going with this without being
a cock no, it's a hard one when you've got someone in front of you who effectively, because I'm going around and I'm going, here, I'll try the juice, see what you think. You want to get it in your shop, don't you? It's really hard when you're sat in front of somebody who goes, to be honest, I don't need to taste it. I don't care what it tastes like. How much does it cost? And that's something you suddenly sit there and go, you don't care if it's dog shit, but if there's a high profit margin in it, you'll have it.
There's loads of that.
Oh god, yeah.
I can tell it's shit when I look at the bottle.
But Chandler's kind of new to this, and
it's really weird. Yeah,
Chandler's kind of been dragged into this situation by working for me a little bit, and I think it's kind of opened his eyes up to reality and what actually happened specifically with that customer you saw the other day.
I think it's weird for everybody. I was just going to say, I remember I had somebody gave me 5 liquids a couple of years ago at Jam, I think. No, it might have been last year actually. Gave them, liked it, liked the branding, liked everything about it. Thought it worked. There was 4. No, 4. It was 4. I like a 4, and I thought, yeah, okay, I can work with that. And then they said, oh, it's one of those things, that's my fucking worst nightmares. And they said, right, well, there's 5 of us who are partners. Oh, for fuck's sake. They said, I'll put you in a PM thread. Oh, shoot me in the face.
So they can't make a decision themselves.
Well, I said, okay, fine, okay, no problem at all. So, I'm trying to work out. Ah, it's a good...
Oh, he's gone.
Kind of what I said. Am I back? Am I back? Or am I not?
Yeah, you're back.
Reload. Okay. So I said the normal thing I'd say to somebody, which is, how much do you want? It's a good way of saying, so how much do you want a litre of concentrate is what I was asking. And it's a good way for me to gauge how much they know or how much they don't know about the industry. And they came back with a price that was 4 times higher than cost, like normal, like average cost. And so I replied, have a lovely weekend, and I left the group chat. It's a totally pointless conversation. It's like but that's the same as if you went to go and see a second-hand car, and you know it was worth $2,000. You knew you had in your head $2,000, and you worked up and said, well, how much are you looking for? And they said 5. Just go home, because they're not going to come down to 2. There's no point.
No.
You're going to have a stupid discussion. It's going to take fucking ages, and you might get them down to 3.5. It's not worth it. You didn't want to spend that, so go home.
No, I'm with you on that one.
I did have one of the partners actually message me about 4 weeks later because the company had fallen apart, but that wasn't my fault.
It was your order that did that.
Well, no, they had the same deal though, which is I couldn't publicise it anyway through social media because I did. It wasn't mine, and after the price and that, well, I didn't care. I think I just chucked it in the bin, to be honest. I thought, oh, okay, fine, fair enough. It's pointless. They were so far out. I could understand the pricing, but it was just absolutely mental. And when I know what things cost, I just think, oh, for fuck's sake, no.
You see, that's one thing, and not to make this about me at all. One thing we've always done is our pre-mix on the shelf stuff is what I consider to be affordable. It's not crazily expensive. Our wholesale's reasonable, our distro's reasonable, our retail's reasonable. End of that. And if I'm dealing with like John, you know, my price to him was reasonable.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to pull anyone's pants down, much the same as John wasn't trying to pull my pants down.
It just depends if you... again, it comes down to so much stuff. It all comes down to experience and manners and loads and loads of stuff. You can have unbelievable discussions with people if you remember a few key rules, you know, just say sorry, I know this is probably boring as shit to everybody else, but it's just that's how business
actually is. Interesting content.
No, it's interesting. This sort of sales is, I mean, selling phones is completely different, and selling software, what I was doing before, is different.
But Mark makes these decisions all like I do all day, every day. You're looking at something or trying to do what can I do, or I'm trying to work out. I tell you, I'd got a load of bottles in from China today, 2,000 bottles of ice. They're the kit bottles, but we also people like them so they can buy them separately as well if you want to buy one bottle. So I have to say this after. So I just sat down. Last thing I did before I walked out was, okay, one bottle's going to be £1. 10 bottles, £9. 25 bottles, 20. And like, you know, trying to work it out in your head what you think is what's reasonable to pay, what's a reasonable return on the bottles. And getting them in and shipping them and that'll do me, done. And so I know, so I'm happy to lay that out there because I priced those up this afternoon. But you just literally looking at what's the pain in the arse. We get really weird stuff. I'm sure Mark's the complaint is, how come the postage is £4.45? That's how the post office works. Go there and try. It's you've got amazing. I had to pay for it. You've got it for nothing. £4.45. Fucking whinging.
Mr. Dibley's made a good point. How would the production facility affect price? Is it important to have a good supplier, clean and certified? Honest question. Absolutely. And that
100%.
100%. And you know, we've again, this isn't about me. I'm just saying this from a production point of view, and I'm sure John will say the same. Are you there, John? Yeah.
Yes.
The equipment and machinery is not cheap.
Oh no.
And when you
told me the price of a bottling machine the other day, and I was fucking blown away. My god.
We have
and they suffer really badly with certain stuff. Like VG is a twat. You can't put it in. It is a real fuckhead. If it gets cold, you're dead.
We've literally just invested in a new machine, and you could probably buy a 2-bed terraced house for the price of what it costs for this particular machine. And at the end of the day, people don't give a shit. People don't give a shit. You've only got to look at these Facebook groups. Go on.
But you don't. But the thing I was going to say is, somebody taught me this years ago, and it's a really, really good point. You know those people who don't give a shit, and they're people sitting in their lounge with a bottle of VG going like that and a couple of bits of cherry. Don't worry, because they were never your customers, so it doesn't matter. They were never your customers.
Never were.
They're never going to buy. They were never going to buy 100 ml for 16 quid. That was never ever going to happen, because they can get 200 ml for £2 down the road. So they were never your customer. So who gives a shit? I don't care. I get the thing that I get, which I'm sure you might do sometimes, Mark. I had a couple of contractors in the week before last, and one of my biggest gripes in life is don't touch things. You know, when you walk into a liquid facility, it all looks like so much fun. There's compressors, there's shit that'll fire stuff out. There's label printers, and I could see it's especially men. They're like, oh, and you go, no. What we're going to do, keep your hands by your sides, don't touch stuff.
Where's the beard's mask?
Yeah.
Did you notice when I walked around your facility, I had my hands in my pockets? Mark.
Don't touch it. It is.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I do also get why they want to touch stuff, but it's so fucking irritating, because everything is a millimetre away from going wrong. Like everything in anything like that. It's like when I've got printers running, it can fuck up in a second. I even can hear the miss hit when it goes, and you go, fuck, shit, and you run over and try to fix the printer.
As it starts spooling labour.
Yes, that's the number one it does, over spools. Always, it's a Monday or a Friday, it's a printer, just goes, I'm gonna fuck your day up, you bellend.
We've had this conversation, John. We've had this conversation. We had an issue with a particular label supplier. I know we're going on, and we've massively gone over time.
Shit.
But we had a new label supplier, and we've got a label machine that could probably spit 60, 70 bottles a minute. It's a fairly rapid machine. But these new labels came, and the webbing on the back of the labels wasn't as strong as normal. So every 5 or 6 labels, it had snapped the webbing, and all of a sudden you've got 60ml bottles flying across the side of the warehouse. It's just an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
That wasn't the machine, that was you.
Lindsay's telling me apparently that wasn't the machine, it was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way.
I want to see the instruction manual for one of these bottling machines, honestly.
You really should. They're really funny.
Is it like a leaflet?
Especially when they're in translated... When they're in translated Chinese, it's even funnier.
You see, all my machinery comes from Italy, and I do that on purpose because all the Chinglish instructions are
shocking.
But then I'm one of those people. If you leave me alone with something for a couple of hours, at the end of it, I'll know how it works, and so you kind of. The bottle labeler, so we use a semi-automatic system.
Yeah.
And I can thread it blindfolded in the dark in about 2 seconds. Just 'cause I do it all the fucking time.
I know a Daedalus probably doesn't compare to a bottling machine, but trying to figure out the Chinglish instructions in a Daedalus coiling jig was entertaining. It was like, I'll just figure it out. It's fine. I'll work it out myself. Surely there must be some YouTube videos for a bottling machine. How to work a bottling machine.
That's what you spend 28 grand a year on an engineer to sort that out.
Ouch.
Oh man.
Indeed. I think we're there. We've gone massively over time. John, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Sorry, I talk too much. So, okay. Yeah.
No, we like it.
And quickly, did you say thank you to Richard Vick as well? Because I think we ought to. He said
Richard.
He said he was going to go live this evening. However, he decided, because John was on VT UK, he decided not to go live. And I have seen him in chat. So yeah, thanks to Richard for coming and joining us in chat.
And I just want to say thank you to www.justadnick.co.uk. If you want to thank them, go buy something.
If you want Jeffries, if you want Foos Gold, if you want what else we got here? Nata. If you want them two, that one. Get yourself over to justadnick.co.uk.
Don't forget the napkin rings. In actual fact, get the napkin rings, because the last time when they released the
I can say it because I'm not talking to Just Ed Nick, so I can say that the napkin rings are just larger tanks for the
bubble glass.
So, yeah, bubble glass. Yeah, 3.5 mil instead of the 2, and they're being made in South Africa.
Oh.
Are they in stock? Are they in stock now, John?
No, they're going to ship Friday this week from South Africa. So depending on postage, should be Wednesday next
Thursday.
But what people they're coming in at $13.99, and the reason they're coming at $13.99 is because this is a run of. There are no more in the world. There are 50 tanks that we've got custom made, and if they fly, I'll do it again. If they don't, I'll be sat on them. Then I'll cut the price. No, I'm really kidding. I've already fucking paid for it. See, that's the difference. It doesn't make any fucking difference because I've already fucking paid for it. So he doesn't give a shit if I send up a 10p because I've already paid for it. So
I'm a little bit happy because when the Saver came out, you launched it in the middle of the month. I don't get paid till the end of the month. By the time I got paid, you'd sold out.
It was. Anybody who's ever watched Just Had Nick and knows what I do, I try to. Well, Mark kind of hinted at it earlier as well. We were talking, when he was talking about liquids. I have a very specific pattern the way I run stuff up, and so I know when it's really coming, and then I'll hype it as much as possible, and then go 3, 2, 1, go. We had to move so fast with them, and then when they showed up, it was no fault of the company we bought them from. But they put the lady can't do, so we had to and put it on the outside and stuff. So from sort of 7 o'clock in the morning, I was sitting there banging these labels on the fucking bowls. I think whatever we had, 500. Anyway, sorry, you were shutting the show down, and I kept talking.
I did kind of encourage you. Sorry about that.
I'm sat here looking for my saver. I know I've got it here somewhere, and
I saw it earlier. It's on top of the. It was on top of the other. It was on top of the mod with the dual batteries in.
Either way, I need to get one of those. So as soon as they land, I'll be all over that.
Indeed.
Excellent.
Right, fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us, folks. Don't forget, tune into... I know. Don't forget to tune into the IDLM show on Thursday evening. Unfortunately, John won't be there, but the rest of the guys will be.
Hit the thumbs up,
Vic,
like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, they've already done that. We had a thumbs down earlier, and now we don't. So someone's retracted that. Is Rick still with us?
No,
I'm not sure he is. Well, fuck you. Your free juice, Rick, will be with you tomorrow. Your free juice. I know. I don't want to upset you, mate. But it'll be with you. It'll be with you tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you tune into the IDLM show on Thursday. And we'll be here. Oh, when's John's shop opening? John, when's your shop opening?
It's looking like it's going to be about another 3 weeks or so, and then we'll open. We'll do a soft opening. So what we're going to do is a soft opening. So it won't legally be open because unfortunately there will be alcohol. So we won't actually be open, but there will be a soft opening one Saturday where people will be allowed in, and there will be alcohol. So I'm not actually open, but I'll be open to the vaping in the UK, and I'll post that everywhere.
And we'll make sure that that's shared on the Vape Talk UK group. Yep. Thank you very much for joining us, John. It's been a pleasure. Cass, thank you very much. And Chandler, you made it eventually, so all good.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. Lindsay sends her love. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
VTUK.